All right, shalom. I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect. I'm coming to you with another edition of GMS News and Prophecy, and I have an article up from the BlanchardandGold.com website, and the headline reads: Iran dumps U.S. dollar in favor of Chinese Russian currencies. All right. Now this is all, of course, uh, pertaining to biblical prophecy and what's soon to happen to America as far as the economy and its collapse. Now this is dated Monday, January 26, 2015. So this is as of yesterday. All right. It says U.S. weighs more sanctions against Moscow as full-scale war erupts in Ukraine. The US dollar has been soaring in the past year, but how long can this hot streak continue? The European Central Bank's launch of quantitative easing last week has weakened the euro further and given the dollar a fresh boost of vitality. With quantitative easing, it's when you push more and more of these fiat currencies into the system. The more you have, the less it's worth in value. So with them pushing more and more euros out there, uh, what the statement is saying is the dollar um, has a little bit more um, value than the euro as of right now. Okay, quantitative easing meaning they're easing their way, they're easing their way in more and more of a specific quantity into the market. Okay, so it says, however, all right, the ongoing march away from the dollar, which is being encouraged by China and Russia, just ramped up further with major oil producer Iran's announcement over the weekend that it has dumped the dollar. All right. Um, and the more and more these different nations and these different countries do away with the dollar bill, that's bad for the economy of America, because if nobody is dealing with the dollar and using it for trade and as a petrodollar and buying oil with that currency, that means this economy over here in America is doomed for collapse. Okay, we're doomed for an economic meltdown. All right, and doomed for bluntly destruction. Okay, because there's no profit being gained from these other nations not dealing with the dollar anymore. All right. So it says, according to the Russian news agency TASS, in foreign trade, we from now on shall be using other currencies, including yen, the euro, the Turkish lira, the Russian ruble, and South Korean won. The central bank's deputy head, Ghulam Ali Kamyab, told the Tasnim news agency. He said Iran presently considered bilateral currency agreements with several countries on use of other currencies. Those agreements, which would favor the trade economic operation, he said, are planned for the near future. All right. So they're no longer dealing with this dollar bill. They're using these other currencies, which is giving these other nations and these other economies of these countries like Turkey, Russia, China, that's giving them a boost in their economy and turning America slowly but surely into what they call a so-called third world country. Okay. All right. Now I have a scripture pertaining to this. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and I'm gonna go straight to the point. Uh, this is Isaiah 13 and in verse 17. It says, "Behold, I will stir up the Medes against them." Now, the Medes in this scripture is pertaining to modern day Russia. Okay, it says, "Which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall not delight in it," pertaining to the money. Okay, so these Russians, they're not delighting in the fiat money system of America, okay, and this U.S. dollar, okay. So with that um notion to put away the dollar based off all of these economic sanctions and damn near crashing the Russian economy, okay, the fact that they're dealing with these other national currencies, that's giving them a boost in their economy while failing the American economy. So they're not delighting in the money or the world reserve currency of the dollar. All right, and that's Russia, and that's what you see here in this article. All right. So I'm gonna wait for this to load. Wait on for a second. Satan has to do his thing. All right. But the main point is this. All right. I'll just wait for this to load. Um, but the American economy is gonna fail, man. And when this economic meltdown does happen, it's gonna be total chaos out here. All right. Total chaos. All right. And Satan is definitely working. All right. But as of right now, you have a so-called Cold War going on between America and Russia, to where they're stocking up the nuclear arsenal. They're showing, they're basically the Crimea region, okay, and they're sparking up this war that's supposed to be going on in Ukraine. But now that the articles has come back, more significant as Iran's chief ally Russia becomes embroiled in a cold war, like I just mentioned, with the West NATO allies in a hot war in Ukraine. U.S. and European leaders threaten new sanctions against Moscow after a missile attack blamed on pro-Russian separatists killed 30 civilians in the eastern Ukrainian city of Mariupol. The latest escalation in violence that has brought Kiev's fight with rebels back toward full-scale war, Market Watch reported. It says, I will look at all additional options that are available to us, short of a military confrontation, in trying to address this issue, President Barack Obama said at a Sunday news conference in New Delhi. And Russia isn't banking on a peaceful resolution, at least judging from its ongoing purchases of the world's top crisis currency, gold. Russia showing no signs of slowing gold purchases as the fifth biggest holder, boosted reserves for a ninth month, Bloomberg confirmed. Um, jump down some. It says Russia has, it says, matter of fact, I'll just read it. It says the country's gold reserves rose to about 38.8 million ounces as of January 1st from 38.2 million ounces a month earlier, the central bank said. It's the longest stretch of monthly increases since August 2013, data from the International Monetary Fund show. Russia has more than tripled its gold hoard since 2005 and holds the most since at least 1993, even as it recently had to use its international reserves to defend the ruble. Which that's what they're trying to gain all this gold for, to back it up, because they know that this dollar, moving away from this dollar, is the best way to save their economy, because these sanctions are destroying their economy. Okay, it says sanctions imposed by the U.S., the European Union, and their allies have compounded the effect of plunging energy prices and led Russia's economy to the brink of recession. Right, the ruble slid almost 50% in the past 12 months. It says now, with news that Standard and Poor's has cut Russia's credit rating to junk status, Moscow's back has been pushed even further against the wall. Uh, okay, it says Moscow's back has been pushed even further against the wall. Russia's economic desperation could continue to grow and send President Vladimir Putin into unpredictable directions. The conflict in Ukraine only appears to be escalating, and now new Western sanctions could be on the way. Which that's all a ruse to eventually kill the dollar or destroy the dollar, because they want to destroy this monetary system anyway. Okay, but that's why they can't have Russia using gold, because the elites of this society, if they if Russia can back their monetary system with gold and get away from the dollar, that means they'll have a hard time bringing in this digital currency, this RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, to gain global domination. Okay, so the more countries and nations they have on a leash with this dollar, it'll just be easier to take over, bring in the central bank, then bring in the new system. Okay, so it says something's got to give, and until the tea leaves reveal a more definitive resolution to these multiple geopolitical crises, investors should stay hedged and diversify at least some of their dollar holdings into gold. All right. So now that Iran has moved away from the dollar, that's just going to weaken it. All right, that's just going to weaken it. And the main point of this article was the fact that they're going to do their foreign trade in these different currencies, weakening the dollar. So prepare for an economic collapse. So I got one more scripture I'm gonna pull up, um, showing you that this place is going to crash. All right, economically in the near future, according to prophecy. All right, so this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills." Now this is pertaining now, in a major city, okay, especially along the coast, which is most where most cities and most nations start. They come in, they build cities along the coast for water and fishing, and that's basically the fish gates basically represents the the import and export of trade, which today in modern America that would be Wall Street. So there's going to be a cry from Wall Street, okay, and a great crash from the hills, because there's going to be an actual crash with this American dollar bankrupting this economy and sending it into holy hell. Okay, hell on earth, man. All right, what they call when shit hits the fan. All right, now this is verse 11. "Howl, ye inhabitants of Maktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, beginning with your banks, your central banks. Okay, all they that bear silver are cut off. Okay, and that's what's gonna happen. Okay, this whole system, this whole monetary system is gonna be cut off, and there's gonna be a crash of the monetary system of the dollar. All right, which is gonna affect most of these nations worldwide that use the dollar. Okay, and eventually it's going to be an all-out war. All right, But that's what's going to happen, man. Okay, that's what's going to happen. All right, so I'm going to jump down and read verse 14. It says, "The great day of the Lord is near, it is near, and hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly." And that's what's going to happen, okay? It's going to be a terrible, horrible day as the Lord continues to bring his judgment upon this earth, man, okay? And he's intricately imploding America from the inside, starting with this dollar, okay? All right? Um, but with that, I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna give all glory and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of GMS and the apostles that rule well. And peace and blessings to the elect. Hope you were edified. And Lord willing, I'll see you on the next edition of News and Prophecy. Shalom.